was very funny. I liked it a lot. Yeah,
Thank
I even thought it was funnier than the first one, and I thought the first one was really good. So
Yeah.
it says a lot. Well, when the filmmakers approached you to do the second Despicable Me, how did they do that? How did you get involved in this project?
I heard they were making the second one, and they asked if I wanted to come back, and I mean, before I even really knew much about it, I said yes, because I loved the first one so much.
Yeah.
And, you know, they told me about the character and the story, and I was so excited that they asked me back.
And for the first movie, you did the voice of Miss Hattie, and now it's like it's completely something else.
Completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different. Did you have to like change your voice? Like, is there anything that you had to change at all? Because she does sound different. Like, how do you do that? How do you approach that?
Well, the first one was much more character-y, if that's a word. I just made up a word. You know, we had decided we wanted to make her sound super saccharine and sweet, yet really say these horrible things. And then Lucy, I think, is just pretty much the opposite. I mean, she's so positive and good-hearted and energetic, and yeah, it was kind of completely opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently did a voice session myself, and it was harder than I thought.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What was it for?
It was for the Smurfs, but it was like kind of like testing it out a little bit, just for fun. It was a set visit.
You didn't like it?
I did like it. I did, but it was pretty weird. I thought it was going to be easier than that. I don't know what happened. I guess I'm not good at it. Do you remember like the very first time that you got into a booth for an animated movie?
Oh my gosh. The first time was probably How to Train Your Dragon, I think. Yeah, I mean it's so different from anything I'd ever done, because a lot of from SNL and even a lot of the films that I've done have been sort of like big cast ensemble things, so I'm used to having other actors in the room, so it's really just you and a microphone and the director. So you really have to kind of pretend that other people are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was like an editor in the room, and she kept telling me like, no, you have to do this and you should do it like that. Do you remember like that's not the right word. Like critique. What did they say to you? Like, this has to be better. Do you remember that?
When you read the lines, they'll say like, you know, just kind of do what you think, and they'll say, okay, let's try this one where she's super excited, or let's try this one where she's a little more normal, just so they have options when they're editing and drawing and well, I guess it's drawing technically. Yeah, so they kind of want different options, so there's never like, you know, that wasn't right. It's just, you know, we just get to try different things. It's a very freeing environment.
If Lucy were to fall in love with a Belgian villain, how would the villain look like?
Well, she likes Gru, so it would kind of be a Belgian version of Gru, which I don't really know.
How would he
Maybe
look
he would
like?
have lighter hair. Oh, he doesn't have hair.
No. But the Belgian villain might have hair.
He might. He would have
What would he
beautiful
wear?
flowing hair.
No, I'm kind of like imagining like a Belgian villain.
I don't know. I mean, that says something that there aren't a lot of Belgian villains, so that's good.
Lucy, she has like a lipstick taser, and she brings it everywhere. What's the one thing that you have in your bag that you can't live without, and you always have it with you?
I have a little notebook that I write things in as the days go on.
Is that like just for inspiration?
Yeah, just
projects?
like inspiration, notes, like phrases, things, drawing, stuff like that. A notebook and a pen I always have with me.